There we are. And it's going to start now too. So while I'm still letting everybody in, shall we get started? Because I want to make sure everybody has a chance to ask Michael some questions. And I'm sure there are lots that he's going to be asked tonight.
Sounds good.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to District 7070's inaugural Learning Tuesdays for the 25-26 Rotary year. A series of short monthly sessions that give you all an opportunity to learn just a little bit more about our wonderful world of Rotary. I'm Dave Andrews, the chair of the District 7070 Public Image Committee, and tonight our first Learning Tuesday of the year is centered on public image, and in particular, 10 unique ideas to make your club more attractive with our very special guest, past district governor and former Zone 28 public image coordinator, Michael Angelo Caruso. Welcome, Michael.
Good to be here.
And there's going to be lots of time at the end to answer questions. If you want to put them in the chat, I think there's a chat room over here somewhere. And Mary Lou is going to sort of help us guide us through the chat and the questions as they come up. Our past district governor, Joseph, usually keeps on at this time and tells us all about Learning Tuesdays, but he's in the hospital. He's recovering from a lung infection, and he was hoping to be out today. But unfortunately, he's not. He sends his regrets, and we wish him all a very speedy recovery. A few years ago, a couple of Rotarians, two of which are on this call, I know for sure, I think all three actually, we're talking one day. We had the very same idea. We felt that Rotarians needed a way to get a little more in-depth sessions on three of our Rotary mainstays: membership, public image, and Rotary Foundation. And so Learning Tuesdays was born. We used to call it Tuesday Talks when we started. And they're the third Tuesday of the month. And we ask our district chairs to put on a 1-hour presentation with time for questions and answers from the audience, from you, in these three key areas. And we've added several key areas to it since that time. It's my pleasure now to introduce Mary Lou Harrison, our past district governor, our past public image chair for Zone 28, and she's the current new chair of the advisory board of Rotary Canada magazine. Mary Lou, take it away.
All right, Dave, thank you so much. Welcome to everybody. Amazing that you're all here with us tonight, and I'm delighted to introduce tonight's Learning Tuesday presenter, Michael Angelo Caruso. As you heard, I followed Michael as Rotary Public Image Coordinator. Now that the acronym is RPIC, I tend to like to describe that as Rotary Partner in Crime. So, I view Michael as my RPIC, my Rotary Partner in Crime. And you're in for a treat because Michael is magnetic. He is motivational, and I can tell you firsthand that he is a marvelous mentor. In addition, he's also a TEDx speaker, a lifelong Rotarian, and he is piles and piles of fun. So I ask you to lean in and listen up because you never know what you might just learn on a Tuesday. Take it away, Michael.
Thank you, Mary Lou. What a pleasure to be with 7070 tonight. Dave, thanks for the invitation. So many friends in your district, not the least of which is Wilf, who discovered me in a way back in the day, and he invited me to do some of his membership forums. I'll never forget that, sir. You had me speak at 3 regional membership forums. You remember that? Quite a long time ago. And that's back when we were both young, Wilf.
Yes, that's right. We still are.
We still are. I've been asked to speak tonight about ways to make your club even more attractive than it already is. I have some, I think, original and workable ideas that you can use. I've posted a graphic in the chat, and you can easily download that graphic to your desktop by clicking the down arrow. If you mouse over the graphic, there's a download arrow, and it'll go to your desktop. You can find it after the call. I will also post this in the Get the Word Out Now Facebook group, which is a group I started some time ago to give marketing tips to Rotarians who wanted to grow their club, raise more money for the foundation, and also do a better job with public image. Many of you are already in the group. I appreciate that very much. Let's get through the 10, and then I'll answer any questions that you have. If you have a question along the way, I don't mind answering it either. I like interactive but I need to manage my time, and they've asked me to cover a bit of content today. So the number one strategy, I think, for in making your club even more attractive than it already is to be more like to grow Voynich Intel to be more lifelike. Some of you know that I do speaker coaching and help people do better in front of the room, not only Rotarians, but also corporate people, author types, that sort of thing. And one of the things that we tell people in front of the room is to use gestures. You can even do this on Zoom. If I gesture on Zoom, it's somehow more interesting than never having my hands show up in the screen. So this is a good thing to do. This is one of those things that makes you lifelike. And of course, as a club, one of the things that you can do is to greet people with a smile when they walk into the room. A lot of the registration people, if it's a busy day, they're looking up from the form to say who's next. It's not often a warm greeting. Sometimes it is, but we need to get more automatic about this. We need to have the smile be the default. And we know that there are clubs that have official greeters. They're actually assigned the task of greeting. And you'd be surprised when you assign somebody the task of greeting, how they go into smile mode, because now that's their job. Now they know it's their responsibility. If there's no greeter, people kind of amble into the club. I'm not proud of this. I don't think you would be either, but I've visited a ton of clubs where a lot of people don't even say hi to me. And they know I'm a guest because I'm not in the club. But, by definition, clubs treat members better than they treat the visitors. By definition. And so we can never forget visitors are extremely valuable to us, and we need to be more lifelike in when we're around them. We can also be more lifelike on social, everybody. And one of the ways to do that is to be more engaging on social. When people post things, instead of just doing that easy like or that easy emoticon, how about a comment, a couple of words of encouragement? Or I've been using this phrase a lot, and I mean it every time I type it. I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while. And that's human, right? And that lets people know that I'm not a bot. I am not just an auto reply here. And so I see Mary Lou's doing something we invented during the public image campaign way back, is she's expediting my program today by emphasizing points that I make, or maybe we used to call them quotable tweets. They're not called tweets so much anymore. But we thought that was a way of being more lifelike on the call as well. Not only are you hearing from me at 150 words a minute, which is a lot slower than you listen, but you're going to see Mary Lou chatting you up in comments as well. So well done, Mary Lou. Number 2 is to have something called star power. Now, this is easier said than done. Star power is interesting because, and it's especially interesting in an organization like Rotary, because we're all the same in Rotary. Rotary is a utilitarian organization. We're all the same. And yet, there are people who have bigger than life personalities. There are presidents of the clubs. There are past presidents. There are incoming governors like Liz/Elizabeth. And these people have star power. We're watching them. We're learning from them. We're nurturing them. We're giving them encouragement. I mean, ideally, we should do this with everybody, but there are people in the room every time who have that kind of star power. And I think it's something that can be nurtured and encouraged. We want everybody to have it. Unfortunately, it's in some people's DNA. I grew up in a touring rock and roll band with my brothers, so this star thing, I can't even get rid of it if I want to. So I try never to use my powers for evil, but I'm not blind to the fact that when I walk into the room, I want people's attention. I'm going to help people. I'm going to engage as many people as possible. And the stars in your club, the visitors in your club, have the ability to make this happen. We need to nurture and develop more stars in our organization. By the way, the star of your next meeting could be the guest speaker. The guest speaker comes into a foreign situation. They often spend a lot of the first few minutes of the meeting just getting their bearings. But they could easily be made the star of this show if they were more familiar, and if they got more introductions, and if they were, promoted better. Raise your hand if you're with me on this. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you very much. In fact, in the tray, the system tray down below, there's a place for reactions. If you like something that you're hearing, thumbs up, and that would make me understand that this is resonating with you. So number 2 is to have star power. By the way, I run a second Facebook group. It's called Present Like a Pro. If you're interested in doing more/better presentations for Rotary, you should join the Present Like a Pro group for ongoing tips on how you can be better in front of the room. That's where the stars do their best work, in front of the room. Whether it's a pop-up presentation in the meeting or a full-on presentation, or maybe you're the president of the club, we need to get more presidents into that groove. Number 3, for making your club more attractive, is to be more responsive. So one of my things lately is, because I travel so much, I'm going to be doing 5 pets keynotes this year, 6 if the 6th one comes through. It's a lot of weekends. We go early, we stay late. It's a big commitment. But I try to visit Rotary clubs when I'm in the area. And so I'll friend them on Facebook just to get started. One of the things that, I don't know, it's intriguing to me. I can't just join some of these Facebook groups, these Rotary clubs. I have to be admitted. And when I try to get admitted, there's a delay in getting admitted because the clubs aren't terribly responsive. Sometimes it takes a couple days. Sometimes I never get admitted, which hurts my feelings. So I think by being more responsive, if you've got one of those autoresponders in your Facebook group where people are asking you questions about this week's speaker, you're going to time out if you can't get them that answer more quickly. Same thing with people that want to join the club, people looking for applications, people that want information. We've got to be more responsive and professional. A lot of Rotary clubs now, they're aging and we've become more casual about it. If you're retired, you may not be in professional mode anymore. Raise your hand if this sounds like you.
Yep.
Retired is kind of a slower gear. It's okay. But the club still needs to be in professional gear because we have business people that want to join our great group. And if we're too folksy, there's the F word, folksy. If we're too folksy, they won't join our club. So we need to be businesslike, professional, and responsive. Number 4. Location. I want to tell you a quick story. Not every club needs to change their meeting place, but some do. When I was ramping up to be district governor in 1617, I met a lady from a small club here in 6380, and I said, "How's it going?" And she said, "Oh, it's going pretty good," but I sensed there was something underneath the answer, and I said, "What do you mean? What's going on?" She says, "Well, we probably should change the location of our club. You know where we meet, Michael. We meet in that church basement, and it's got cinder block walls, and you can't get Wi-Fi down there, and all the photographs look bad because it's fluorescent lighting." And right away, I remembered, the club she was talking about, because all those things affected me. I couldn't get Wi-Fi. I couldn't take good pictures. It was a small space. You could never grow a club in a space like that small room in that church basement. And I said, "Well, it sounds like you've identified the main problem. You need to get to another location so the club can grow." And she says, "Yeah, you're probably right." I say, "Well, what's the number one impediment to moving?" And she said, "Well, we really like the church ladies that service mastacholi." And there was a little pause there. I didn't know quite what to say. Here she has a chance to grow the club just by moving the location to a more desirable place, but she doesn't want to do it because they like the ladies that serve them food. You understand the problem? 3 years later, I ran into her again at a pet, which was interesting because I already know she was president of the club once. She's coming to be president of the club again. And I said, same question, "How's it going?" And she says, "Oh, pretty good." I said, "Are you still in the church basement?" And I wasn't chasing her. I just wanted to know. And she said, "Yes, we are." And I said, "Good for you." I mean, I didn't need to, chase it. But it was interesting to me. That's sometimes how we make decisions about the future of our clubs based on things like we like the ladies that serve us meals versus the opportunity to grow the club. Location, everybody. I know a club that was actually, they wouldn't leave the church until they were asked to leave the church by the church, and then they had to leave. That was interesting. Okay, number 5 is image marketing. I came up with this term actually when I was public image chair because I had nothing else to do. Mary Lou remembers this was during COVID. I had a $9,000 budget for the zone public image committee. it was a paired zone, so we allegedly would spend half the money in zone 28, half the money in zone 30 for travel and whatever else we needed to do. In 2 years, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't file a single expense report because there was nowhere to go during COVID. And so I had nothing else to do. We came up with this thing called image marketing, which is the idea, it's kind of a play on words, that we take really good pictures and then we post them. Image marketing, get it? Now, most clubs miss this because we get a good turnout at an event like this. And, you know, I took a screenshot already. I don't know what it looks like yet. I was trying to catch everybody smiling. The real way to do this, of course, is to stop the program like I'm going to do right now. Ask everybody to turn their camera on for just a second and ask them to smile. And when you do, I'm going to do a screenshot because I want you to look lifelike in the photograph. I'll give you a countdown when I do it. Here we go. 1, 2, smile.
Smile.
Now everybody looks happy. If we take it at a normal time, a regular time, unannounced, I'll get a photo of you with what's called, behavioral psychologists call it the resting face or the neutral expression. It's the same expression that you'll have in your casket. So we take pictures of ourselves looking like dead people, and then we can't understand why people don't want to join our club. And the same thing's true in real life. When we're at meetings, we get a good turnout. Oh, look at all these people in the room. We've got 50 people. We normally only have 25 or whatever. And so we take a big picture of a bunch of people sitting around doing nothing. And then we tag it, people of action. You see the problem. This confuses outsiders. They don't understand what are these people of action doing sitting on their butts. So when you take pictures of people, you want expressions and you want happy and you want to frame it. Don't be afraid to ask to take the picture 2 or 3 times. Do not post photos of people that look bad with their eyes closed or, you know, I crop almost every photo I take before I post it. A lot of times I brighten the photo because there's not enough light in the room. I don't do those filters because I think they make people look fake and, you know, you got to do this to your own temperature sometimes. But for sure, I want people to look like they're engaged and happy to be there. Otherwise, the photo's not going to do us any good at all. And that's the idea of image marketing. We're looking for expressions and some sort of activity. Beautiful. All right, so the first 5 are be lifelike, have star power, be responsive, location. Number 5 is image marketing. And number 6 is the club needs to have multiple voices. Now, this is especially hard with small clubs because there just aren't enough people to man all of the battle stations. But I know even in our club, 45 people in the club of Troy, Michigan, a lot of times it seems like one person's doing all the Facebooking. And when one person looks like it's the only voice, it's hard to convince people there's a lot going on. I know clubs that shut their Facebook page down and don't allow any comments or posts from anybody except the admin. Not a good idea, ladies and gentlemen. It's like taking a garden hose and kinking it. You're not going to get any flow. You're not going to get any throughput. And I know what your argument is, you know, well, if you open it up, we could get these stray comments. We could get people posting stuff that we don't want posted. Well, that means you just have to monitor it and take it down and get them out of the group if they don't belong there. But I think that's a lot better than only having one person posting all the time. Nobody can contribute to the group. Nobody can participate. Not a good idea for Facebook and not a good idea for the club when one person controls all the oxygen. Multiple voices. Number 7, you must have a LinkedIn presence. If you want to catch more fish, and who doesn't want more 30-somethings and 40-somethings in the club? You want to catch more fish, you got to go where the fish are. And the fish, ladies and gentlemen, are on LinkedIn. They're called Yo Pros or Young Professionals. Every club needs them. Every club wants them. And LinkedIn, Rotary's presence on LinkedIn is abysmal. It's the last platform. It's the last frontier for us. I don't know why. There are more Rotarians on Instagram and Facebook, even Snapchat. But LinkedIn, it just seems like a rough place for us. I don't know why. I also suggest you put the R word in all of your profiles on social, all of your avatars, all your about pages. Rotary, Rotary, Rotary. So that when people see, you know, that you're like if you go to my LinkedIn profile, you can do it right now and send me a friend request. It says lifetime, I believe what it says right now is lifetime Rotarian.
Yeah.
I never take it off. I'm proud of our organization. I want to be, like I told you, I'm a leader for our organization. If I have any kind of voice or influence at all, I am not going to waste that opportunity on LinkedIn to tell you about the greatest service organization in the world. And all I have to do that is put Rotary in my LinkedIn profile. It's such an easy thing to do. So do it, and spread the word. Number 8, at least one reach out expert per club. Now, this is a first cousin to this problem of having not enough voices. But we need people not just reaching out on social, but we need people bringing the club partnerships and bringing the club speakers and bringing the club fundraising opportunities. When there's only one person doing that, you're going to burn that person out in no time. And we've seen this happen in many, many small clubs. So sometimes what happens, and this is something, it's a serious problem in Rotary, we get usually a tenured Rotarian, somebody who's been around a while, and they become the standard bearer. So far, so good. These sound like good phrases, don't they? Tenured, standard bearer. And that person starts to control the dynamics of the club. Watch my hand. Control, like a chokehold. And that's not a good word. Tenured is good. Standard bearer is good. Chokehold? And everything has to go through that person. And if that person doesn't like the idea, it just doesn't happen. And if that person's a standard bearer, they like all the old ideas, not the new ones so much. You understand the potential problem with that. So we need these multiple people reaching out. Every standard bearer should be finding somebody to subsidize the program. Another young person with a different kind of a voice, perhaps a person of the opposite gender, perhaps a person of a different color. If the person's a Leo, they should try to get a Sagittarius. We need variety, right? And we need all those voices functioning. So that's for doing recon, talent recruitment, finding partners for the club, fundraising ideas, all that kind of stuff. Number 9 is to have what's called an expediter. I used the term earlier. Mary Lou is posting in chat, and notice that it's only Mary Lou. How refreshing if somebody else chimed in and said, "Oh, I like that," or "That sounded good," or I'm gonna push that out. You see, we start to see that energy start to cook. It's like a pot on the stove that starts to simmer. It's a beautiful thing. So an expediter in the club is somebody that makes it happen. I'll give you the restaurant analogy. In every nice restaurant that you go to, there's a person working in it called the expediter. Raise your hand if you know the term expediter. Yeah, the expediter is the person who's catching the food as it comes off the line, and they're making sure the food is presentable, because presentation is everything in the restaurant business. They've got a clean towel. They're wiping the rim of the plate. They're pulling off the soiled French fries, the French fries that don't look good, the unsightly ones. And they're making sure that this is going to look as good as it can look when it goes to the table. And then they're calling out, "Hands, hands. Get somebody to take this hot food to the table." That's the expediter. And I think every club and district could benefit from having an expediter. This is the person that comes in and makes sure all the signage is straight. The audio visual is going to be working. They're an aide de camp for the president of the club. If registration has a problem, they fix it. And they might even help connect people in the club. Somebody new person in the club's never been to Rotary before. Would you like to meet the president of our club? Let me take you over to her right now and introduce you. And that expediter walks over and connects those two people. This is magic, ladies and gentlemen. And I think we need to do more of it. So an expediter in the club. And then, so number 6 is multiple voices. Number 7 is have a LinkedIn presence. Number 8 is at least one reach out expert per club. Number 9 is have an expediter. And the 10th idea for improving your club, making it more attractive, and then we'll do some questions, is to know that it's okay to brag about your club. Rotarians are very humble people, and we don't like to call attention to ourselves, and we can be our own worst enemy sometimes when it comes to public image. It's okay to brag about your club. As the great baseball pitcher Dizzy Dean once said, he was a Southern boy. I'll do the Southern accent. He said, "It ain't bragging if you done it." So if your club raised $10,000 net last year, start telling everybody this is a fundraiser and it's a $10,000 net. Because that's how we populated the second year of Viva La Vino, the wine tasting, in our Troy Rotary Club. We had to tell everybody we had proof of concept. We're not fooling around anymore. This actually works. When it was time for our district to do $1 million dinner, I told everybody the goal. It was a number. The good numbers have goals. We're going to raise $1 million. And we're going to do it in one night. And we're going to have Jennifer Jones come out, and we're going to present $1 million check to the Rotary Foundation. We're going to have John Germ come out. Jennifer's in our zone, and John Germ was the sitting president of Rotary International. John couldn't make it because Judy was sick that year, but we had that $1 million check. And I'm sorry to say we didn't quite hit $1 million exactly. We hit $1.2 million.
Nice.
We, not me, we. So I hope this is inspiring for you. I hope you have some questions that we can talk about. I haven't been really keeping track. Mary Lou, maybe you can pull some questions for us. And if you just want to ask a question, just raise your hand and we'll get to you. I'm going to post that
You bet.
handout in the Get the Word Out Now group tomorrow morning, which I hope we see you there in the group because you can get ongoing tips there for marketing your great club. Mary Lou.
All right, so we have a couple of questions. Folks have been engaging in the chat. One of the first ones is about LinkedIn and setting up a Rotary LinkedIn. So some tips for that. Rotary Bedford, wave your hand, would like some tips on setting up a LinkedIn profile.
Hey, JJ, so do you have a LinkedIn club page on LinkedIn now? Or you thinking about it, or what are you thinking?
No, we don't. And in my business, I'm a coach.
Okay.
It's very important for me, and like you say, it gets you a younger demo, no, we don't have it here. So that one's really striking with me, and it's something that's not that hard to put together.
Yeah,
So
let's talk about it.
yeah,
And while we're, I just noticed we have 3 pages of people here we haven't said hi to. Hi, Yori and Doug and Trissa and Gloria and Denise, Bedford in the house, Danny Wong, Janet McKenzie. I don't know that I recommend a LinkedIn club page, JJ, and I'll tell you why.
okay,
If you create the monster, you have to feed it.
yeah, true.
And I think it's better for the working people in your club because the retired people aren't on LinkedIn. This is already a challenge for
Okay.
them. But get the working people in your club to step up on their pull some weight on LinkedIn because they're already represented there. They're already posting, they're already commenting. Have them add the R word to their avatar and promote special events like this one tonight or fundraisers that you're doing. I think that's a better way to go.
Yeah, good idea.
What's your coaching? What do you do?
Awesome.
I'm a leadership coach. I'm also a radio talent coach, voice coach.
Well done.
So
Well done. We're in similar business. We should have a chat sometime.
yeah, for sure. I love that.
Hi, Donna. Hi, Denise. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Julie. Hi, Mary
Believe it
Lou.
or not, Michael, I think
We
there's
have a
only
question.
about 6 or 7 clubs that actually have a LinkedIn page in our district out of 56. So we got
Well,
a
that
long
is
way to go.
good. So my next question would be, how many members do you have on the club page? How many people have actually joined it? How many posts are you doing a week? Is it a kind of a dormant existence on LinkedIn or is it active? And then of course, the acid test question, has anybody actually joined the club as a result of the LinkedIn group? Once you can work your way up that chart with yes, 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 then you're cooking with gas, as we say in Michigan. Next question, Mary Lou.
Awesome. Thanks, Michael.
We'll get to you,
Yeah,
Peter
Dave
and Joe.
Sharp. Dave, yeah, and then Peter and Joe. So Dave was in here first, and then we can go to Peter and Joe. Does that make sense in that order?
Sure.
Dave would like to have some clarification on the reach out factor. What are you meaning by having someone who reaches out, or some ones, right? More than one person for reaching out.
Yeah, well, I'll just use my club as an example. We have some members of the club who, they're great members. They're very faithful to the club. They come all the time, but all they really do is come to the club meetings. They're not active on social. We have club members that don't even use email. And they're disqualified from the reach out in that way because they're not active in those modalities. I mean, they might invite neighbors, they might invite people from the community, but we need people. Malcolm Gladwell calls them sneezers in his book, The Tipping Point, because the sneezers are the people that can infect other people, right? Kind of a bad analogy, so close to COVID. But if you know somebody that's a Facebook king or a Facebook queen or an Instagram queen, that's her platform, man. She's good at it. It's what's called the forehand in tennis. The forehand's always more accurate than the backhand, unless you're a professional. And then they're the same. So we want people that can use their forehand to do good things for Rotary. So email kings and queens, Facebook kings and queens, Instagram, and there's networkers. Like I told you already, when I walk into a room, I have a goal. I want to meet 50 people tonight. It drives my wife crazy because she's talking to somebody and I say, I'll be right back. And I start pollinating all the flowers. I don't want to talk to one person all night. I want to talk to 50 people. And that's just my style. So I think we need more people like that if we're really going to get the word out about our great organization. There's a great movie called, it's actually a crappy movie, Glengarry Glen Ross. But it's hard to watch. But it's David Mamet. He's a great playwright, and it's about four guys that are in sales, and they have different ways of selling. And one guy just goes and knocks on doors. That's his strength. And Al Pacino sits in a bar with a guy for 4 hours and closes him. That's his style. He's going to sit with a guy and learn all of his siblings' names and his pets' names and where he went to school and all that stuff. So we have all these different styles. And I think the reach out kings and queens are the ones that get out and talk to a bunch of people. Does that help, Dave? Is that who I'm answering?
Yeah, that was Dave. That was Dave Sharp. And I know we're going to go to Peter next, but there's a follow-up comment in the chat from Trissa. You mentioned the importance of having multiple voices in a club. What specific strategies would you recommend for encouraging quieter members to participate more actively?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a teachable thing. Another movie reference. Did you all see Mr. Holland's Opus?
I have a thought on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so everyone has a different personality, and some people are like happy at the front of the room, and some people are not.
Yeah.
But if you have a specific reach out that needs doing, that might be a phone call or a little looking around the internet to get some data and then making a phone call. Hey, our club is looking for this. Can you do this? And then reporting back. So it's a reach out. It's just a quieter reach out, and you never know, they might get an introvert on the other side of the phone or the email who appreciates the difference in approach. So I think there's probably a role for everyone.
Yeah, and I was going to tell you about a movie, but this is a better example, again, from my club, and I don't think he'll mind me using his name. His name was Michael O'Shaughnessy, and Michael joined our club. He became president of the club later, but when he joined the club, he was very quiet. He always sat in the same chair, and I just thought that was interesting. Here's this guy, he was in the financial services, so I know he's looking for business, right? But he's always in that chair and he was never talking to anybody. And one day I kind of walked up to him and I didn't want anybody else to hear. I kind of leaned in. I said, "Are you okay? Is everything all right?" And he said, "Yeah, why do you ask?" And I said, "Well, you told me when you joined the club you wanted to meet people, but I noticed you're never up and walking around. The meeting hadn't even started yet. He's just sitting there, right?" And he looked at me funny. I thought he was angry. And I'll be darned, in the next meeting, he's not in that chair anymore. He's up and walking around. So sometimes they just need encouragement. And like I say, Michael O'Shaughnessy became president of the club, not because of me, but he figured it out. He figured out how to be a voice in the club. Hope that helps.
Awesome.
Thank
A
you.
little,
Sorry.
a little gentle encouragement and to show how it's done is amazing. I
Yeah.
think we're at Peter from Belleville. Peter, unmute and let us know
Hello,
your question.
hi, Mary Lou. Thank you, and hi, Michael. I'm still kind of giggling at the sneezer thing. I can just imagine that going on in the middle of the table. But I love the analogy. I thanks for your presentation, all of those things. I'm excited to see that they are all doable, realistic, and things we can think about and act on in an easy way. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Now, recently, Nisi was kind enough to join us at the Belleville Club, and we had some very interesting discussions around AI as a tool. And I just wondered what your thoughts were on that. When you're talking about social media and the reaching out through that medium, it seems to me like the algorithms are closing social media down unless you want to put money to it and you want to sponsor your ads and all of that kind of stuff. But there was a lot of talk about AI at the Rotary convention this year, and I just wondered if you had any thoughts around that.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. I am not an AI expert. I defer to Nisi and the people that know a lot more. I'm one of those guys that kind of still defaults to real intelligence versus artificial intelligence. Uh, and also, I've never thought that social media, and no, I'm not poking at you here, but I've never thought that social media was our silver bullet, ever. I still think it's about the relationship and the one-on-one. You can follow up on social media with people in your club, but if you don't have a real relationship with people in the club, you're never going to hit it off on Facebook.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I know AI is the hot new girl in town. Everybody wants to dance with her, and it was like that way with Facebook and Instagram after that. Try to stay, watch my head, everybody. Try to stay focused on the issue at hand, which is relationships and one-on-ones and people and text messages to ask the new visitor to coffee. I think that's 10 times more valuable than any kind of thing we can cook up with AI. I don't mean to dodge the question, but that's my official answer.
Yeah, no, I love that, and I appreciate that thought actually, because honestly, there's such a lot of hype around the potential with AI, and
Yeah,
I'm not the expert either. I don't fully understand how to use it or how to exploit that in a bigger way, but I
yeah.
do think what you're saying is it's good to hear that, like a good old
Thank,
text, or a good old phone call, and a good old rotary hug, as we call it,
yes.
um, can do a lot. Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you.
Michael,
Well
I
put,
noticed,
Peter.
Michael, I noticed on Get the Word Out that you're using AI and sort of like it's a synopsis of the five last major topics. So every
Well,
so
if,
often when I go to get the word out now, I see all five topics that are down there, say for the week.
yeah, that's not me. That's somebody else. That's AI doing its thing.
Yeah, it's pretty nice too. So if I miss seeing get the word out now for 2 or 3 days, I can go back and see all the things that were done that week.
Yeah, I mean, think of it this way, guys. AI is going to be kind of thrust upon us whether we want it or not. Just like self-driving cars. Just like I remember my dad coming. My dad worked at Ford Motor Company for 30 years, and toward the end, he would come home to dinner and complain about his boss, and he would say, "My boss is forcing me to put a computer on my desk." You know, the computer kind of was forced on us. Didn't turn out so bad in that regard.
Yeah.
All righty. We have Joe. Joe, question for you.
Yeah, I just want to expand on something you said, Michael. It's great to see you, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming. I'll be thanking you more formally at the end. You talked about going where the fish are.
Yeah.
And I just want to throw it a couple more places other than LinkedIn. This weekend, I had the great pleasure of being the stage host or the MC at a neighboring club's Rib Fest. I've done this for 3 years. I guess they like what I do, and I'm friends with them, and I love them. And so I was a stage host for a couple of days, and that is a fabulous opportunity. Your public events are a great opportunity for you to talk. Rotary. Every chance I got, every band intro, every band extra. I would take time to talk about Rotary. And
Oh,
I mean,
great.
what a great audience. I mean, that's where the fish are. They're enjoying themselves. They're eating, they're drinking, their kids are having fun. And so, you go to some events and okay, the band starts and it stops. And then somebody says, thanks. But there's a great opportunity if you have a Rotary event to talk about Rotary and the fact that, we're putting on a really big party for the town and thanks for your support. And here's where the money's going to go.
I love it.
So, I mean, that's a great chance to talk about the macro of Rotary, the 1.2 million people, and the micro, here in your own community. here's what we're doing. And the other place is where you talk about go where the fish are. I think the fish are also in places where other people are volunteering. So if you're volunteering at somebody else's event, a food bank or like a walk for something, you wear your Rotary garb, you're helping out, you're part of the event, and people are going to ask you about Rotary, and you're showing the flag and you're showing who you are. So I just wanted to add those things, not to take away from LinkedIn, but I just wanted to add there's so many opportunities for you, to spread the word about Rotary.
Beautiful.
When you're at those events, you should be taking pictures, as Michael talked about pictures earlier. So we have a question about pictures, Michael. The question is from Lori, who is the PR service director from the Richmond Hill Rotary Club. Real or pictures? Do you want to expand on your question, Lori, or did I get it? All right. So the question is reels or pictures. So what do you think?
So I was
Okay, go ahead.
hi. Thank you so much. What a great seminar. Sorry, my house is a little bit crazy. I got kids running around, so I kind of kept on mute. So I just have a quick question. I'm the PR service director for the Richmond Hill Rotary. And so I do a lot of the posting and I try and do reels more than pictures, but pictures are a lot easier to post and a lot less time consuming. But if reels you think work better, then I'm more than happy to continue with reels. So what do you think is best for social media?
It's a great question, Lori. And for those of
Thank
you
you.
that don't know, reels are short videos.
Correct. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So you can actually compromise. I've been posting photos lately with music, and Instagram calls them reels, apparently, when you add music to it. I didn't know this was the case, but anything you can do to boost the algorithm. So the algorithm favors reels because Instagram wants you to spend more time on the platform. Think about it that way. The videos take more time, they'll be more beneficial. And it takes time for me to find a song. But then I found a song I really liked. I put the same song on all my photos now,
Oh.
The point is that I'm getting more attention on these photos because of the music. So it's a little shortcut to doing that, spending all that time on the reel.
So you're saying that I should focus more on the music, even though I do crop the pictures, I do everything because I've been to a lot of the seminars already by Rotary. So they've already told me a lot of these things.
Nice.
So I do all that, but you're saying to maybe see if it changes, add music just to the photos. And then I'm not spending all that time. You know what I'm talking about? Uploading it and then making sure it matches the time of the video, of the music.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
not an expert to begin with. So
Yeah.
I don't mind doing it. It's not if I have to, but I would definitely prefer something different. So thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, just think about this. People are they're doom scrolling all the time. They'll stay on the photo longer to hear the music,
Right.
which is in your favor too, especially if it's a graphic.
Can you recommend any music, or is that just something on the side that I should speak to you about?
Well, Instagram prompts you with different songs. Like if I'm posting something about fundraising, I think Pink Floyd's Money is on there. I just try to find a song that's relatively, if I'm posting about my wife, I don't post a song about Bachelor's Weekend.
I got it. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
One more tip, Lori. Just
Yes.
take photos of attractive people.
Of a that we have lots of that here in Richmond Hill in our district. So there you go. We're floating with those people. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Nice. And I'm just going to
Shashi
draw
has a
people's
question.
attention to the fact there's also some great feedback in the chat on the topic of reels and also on the topic of how to engage with quieter members. So don't miss those. Michael, we have Shashi would like to ask a question.
Hi, Shashi.
Thanks for your patience.
Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you. You brought up everything to the point, how to outreach, talk about the Rotary, brag about the Rotary, attract new members, how we make members feel comfortable, and how do we just being a part of the Rotary family. So I'm a director of membership. Part of my thing is this, that hello, Rotary family. The moment I get in there, everybody's smiling. But what our Rotary does is this, that they delegate responsibilities. So it really doesn't matter what we have it, small to big task, whatever it is, every time there's a new member either sitting on the desk or being a greeter or, just toast to Canada, somebody's new person doing it. And then comes the happy buck. A happy buck sort of gives an encouragement to talk, and which I actually encourage people to be happy and take their buck ready to give it to us. But tell us why they are so happy. Give us a good story about about their own life or what they have learned today at the Rotary meeting. So these things works. So when I'm attracting new members, obviously I take them out for coffee, tea, lunch, whatever that is, and I do brag about Rotary a lot. I appear with a Rotary pin wherever I go, and believe me, I don't know if anybody can endorse that I'm the busiest person in the Durham region. I don't know how many boards and commissions that I sit on and I serve, but I never shy away about talking about Rotary, that how great that would be, and then a matter of honor to be a part of the Rotary. So few of the things, few of those ideas, that our Rotary Club is already doing it and being very successful is quite workable. Somebody said, how do we make sure that the shy person is, being a part and parcel of the whole Rotary family, and that they give them a responsibilities. They'll be very, very happy. They'll feel part of it. So,
There
Michael.
she is. Shashi's an expediter. She's the reach out expert.
Good.
She's the star power. She's demonstrating it right now.
Yeah.
And you notice
This is
one
my
of the
club and I'm
qualities that
happy.
one of the qualities that she has is she's at like 190 words a minute. She just keeps coming at you with her enthusiasm. You can tell she's not faking it.
No.
And I don't know if this is teachable. Some people just have it. She has it.
You can ask Gloria. Actually, I met her when I was just walking one day, and I stopped her and I said, "You look like somebody who will really want to be a part of the Rotary." And she
Yeah, I can vouch for all of that you said about Shashi, Michael. And I'm one of those shy people, by the way.
Okay.
So that's how I got into Rotary. I mean, my brother was a Interact Club president back in India when I was growing up, and that's how I knew Rotary, and I really wanted to be part of Rotary. But without Shashi just stopping me at Petticoat Creek when I'm walking my dog and talking to me about it, she gave me 5 different organizations names. I said, like, no, I want Rotary. That's it. But
She's a good
she's a
good
greeter,
role
she's an
model.
expediter, yes. But I'm a shy person. That's why you mentioned twice my name and said hi, but I did not get on my mic. But now I'm forced to talk by Sashi, by the way.
Listen to her. I was forced to talk.
and every other week,
But
I'll bringing a new member to the Rotary Club. Hey, be my guest, be our guest. Come on over, meet the family. This is a beautiful one.
I joined Pickering Rotary because she reached out to me on the road. I also want to mention, now that I'm on here, I'm very shy, but I'm a behind the scene person. I'm a senior media relations officer at York University, but I do things from behind the scene and get media and all that, but never want to be speaking in the front. So I'm a spokesperson.
Well, you represented yourself well tonight.
Thank you. That's it.
So, Michael, we have a question that's related to this, and it comes from Karen Baker. When you are talking to somebody and you're working the room and it's time to move on to the next person, what's your tip for doing that so the person you were just talking to doesn't feel that they're not interesting anymore?
Well, it's a life skill to be able to extricate yourself from a conversation in order to pollinate more flowers. I have several strategies that I use. One of them is straightforward. Well, it's been great talking with you. If you'll excuse me, I want to meet some more people before the meeting starts. And I nod my head yes. Like, is that okay with you? And no one has ever said, no, that's not okay with me. They always say, fine, thank you very much. Another technique, if I have a cocktail or a drink, I'll say, well, I'm going to make a quick trip to the bar. And sometimes I'll say, can I get you anything? And almost always they say no. And sometimes I do this with a full drink in my hand. I'm going to go get a drink at the bar. And they never say, but you have a full drink, Michael. And then sometimes I use humor. I'll say, well, if you'll excuse me, I see someone over there that looks more interesting than you. I don't use that one.
I would say that I have done this in a club setting, that I
Mm.
introduce the person I'm talking to someone else.
Mm.
Have you
Great.
met this person? I think that you both have an interest in this. The thing is so if you're the person that's being introduced to someone, pick up the ball. Do not drop
Yeah.
the ball that was just given to you.
100%.
Right.
Good one.
All right. We have Roberto would like to ask a question, and then we have JJ and Mal.
Thank you.
Let's
Can
go
you
in
hear
that
me?
order. Let's start with Roberto.
Can you hear?
Yes,
Gotcha.
Yes? Oh,
we
okay.
can.
I am so bad with technology, I don't even know how to put that yellow hand that I see some people do. So I raise my hand the old-fashioned way. No, I'm serious. And I love what you said, Michael, about artificial intelligence. I still believe in human intelligence and natural intelligence. I'm old-fashioned.
Yes,
Or
me
as my
too.
daughter says, I'm a dinosaur.
Yeah.
I tell you what question I wanted to ask you, which also in a way deals with technology. I love what you said about LinkedIn. And I tell you why. I am very bad with technology. I repeat, I'm a musician and a speaker.
Me
So
too.
welcome to the club.
What instrument?
Guitar and singing and composing.
Excellent.
So I tell you my question. About 5, 6, 7 years ago, I had no idea what the heck LinkedIn is or WhatsApp. So by my daughter and a couple of friends, I was kind of forced into having it. So with LinkedIn, I had, I think, in the first year, 300, 400 contacts. Now, I know you won't believe this, but I have 5,000.
Oh
And
my.
that's because I rejected a lot because I accept, I learned, etc. But between us, this group of 54 now, I don't do anything with it because I don't know how. And my question to you is, could you send us either by email or whichever way some hints and tips? How could we promote, in this case, Rotary through LinkedIn? Because I have no idea. So if you can say, one, do this, two, do this, three, do this, I would love that if you don't mind. That's what I wanted to ask you.
Well, let me make sure I understand what you're looking for. Do you know how to post to
No.
LinkedIn? Oh. Do you know how to find Google?
Yeah, I know how to go on Google and find a name and that kind of thing. Yeah, and I know how to send emails and how to do
Or
WhatsApp.
even on YouTube, Roberto, because they
I
could explain
I
it.
know the word YouTube, but I don't do anything with it. My kids, of
Okay.
course, they do.
On Google, how to post on LinkedIn and then add the word video. It will pull up YouTube automatically for you. And in 2 minutes, it will tell you much more than I can tell you in a long post about how to do it. But it's
But
not
are
that
we talking
hard.
about promoting Rotary? Like I would like a couple of sentences. Hi, it would be wonderful to have you join our Rotary Club. Please call me and I'll give you details. Like a sentence, but I don't even know how to do that. But if you send us a 1, 2, 3, I can ask one of my other Rotary Club members, which are a lot smarter than me, technologically, most of them. No, for real.
Okay.
Each one is good at something, right? I'm the entertainer. I'm the one who sings happy birthday when it's somebody's birthday. But I
Okay.
don't know how to post something to promote Rotary, and I think we don't do it. We don't do it.
I'll make a
So
deal
that's
with you,
what I wanted to ask.
Roberto. I'll make a deal with you. You join my group, Present Like a Pro. It's on Facebook. Have your daughter show you how to find it.
And
And
my
I'm gonna
daughter's moved out. They don't live with me.
I'm gonna post the answer to your question in my group. So your reward is by taking action to learn a small bit of technology that will be very useful to you. Is your answer is waiting for you there tomorrow. How to post, and you can copy paste it from what I put into Present Like a Pro. The
Can you
reason I
send it to me
don't,
by email?
no, you don't need me to do that. And plus, what'll happen is everybody on the call will want me to send it to them too.
Oh,
Glad this isn't my first rodeo, man. So it'll be there waiting for you in the Present Like a Pro group. And so, is that? Do you know people on the club in your club that are on the call right now, Roberto?
no, in fact, I suggested to five of them. I told them I'm gonna be in the club. I sent them a picture of you see, by WhatsApp. I sent the poster to them. I actually
Okay.
got to speak to one. Oh no, I can't. I have something else. I wanted three or four of them to be on it. I tried to promote you, but
I'll
I'm
tell you
going.
what. You email me. I'm going to give you my email address right now. You email me. I'll answer you. Okay?
Let me write. Should I write it down?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I'll give you a simple one. It's Michael
Yeah.
at michaelangelocaruso.com. My full name. Michael at
Okay, and I've
michaelangelocaruso.com.
also put in the chat the Present Like a Pro Facebook group. So if you go to the bottom of your screen, Roberto, it says chat, because you may not have found it yet. Click
There
on
you
chat,
go.
and if you scroll there, right at the bottom, you're going to see both Michael's YouTube
Something
channel,
that
and he's
says
got
Facebook.
lots of little short videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
There.
If you click it now, it will open on your computer. It'll be waiting for you there when you hang up the call.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Time for two
sir.
more. Time for
Mhm.
two more questions, and I see Mel and JJ. Mel,
Mal,
go
you go
Yeah,
ahead.
first.
okay. So let's start with Mal and then go to JJ.
JJ had his hand up first, so I want to let him go first, and I can
Did
end
he?
off. I have
Well,
a good question.
thank you for Is It the Truth? So we'll go to JJ. Thank you
Okay.
for following the four-way test.
Okay.
JJ.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Just a few odds and ends here, and I found this really great, Michael.
Thank you.
It's very straightforward and stuff that we can digest and spread out. So I've just got a few thoughts to add in there. One is when it comes to one of your points about being able to post online and try to procure new members and whatever. This is a storytelling world, and tell your story. Tell your Rotary story. What attracted you to Rotary? Get somebody in the club to film it, and then you're able to put it on your system. If you go to the pictonrotary.com, you'll see my message, which is one of my messages, which is how I got attracted to Rotary in the first place. Other thing, music. Some lady was looking for some music to use in the background of stuff. Here's what we've been using and having a lot of fun with is Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond, because of the so good, uniting for good, which is our theme.
Look
So
at everybody smile.
take that up, cut that. Every demo knows that song. When it comes to shy people, and you're a coach, and so am I, one of the things, take a look, because we do a lot of personality style work. Take a look at the club. Who are the most outgoing folks and who are the most shyest, and pair them up, buddy system, and make sure that because that can really help. And talking about bragging, I can tell you that I've had a lot of winning radio stations over the years, and when you go and you brag about them, people come back and go, "Wow, you're number one." I mean, you got to tell the truth, right?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but that works. And then the last thing I'll leave with you is I've got a good friend named Al, who's a sales guy, who's in a slump right now because every time he calls somebody, his name pops up and it looks like it's AI. So nobody is answering his call.
That's funny. I don't know if that's true, but if
No,
his
that
name
is
is
true. That is true.
if it's Albert, he should default to his full
Yeah,
name.
that's what he's doing. He's doing something like that. Yeah. Thank you.
Uh-oh. You're welcome. Did we lose Mal?
No, I'm still
Mel's
here.
still there.
Can you
There's
hear me?
Mel.
All right.
Yeah.
Mal, you're
So I do
on.
have a question. My question's more future sighted. So it's after the initial approach of getting all of these members and marketing to these members and so on. So I want more people to get engaged with Rotary work, but I often encounter individuals who show strong initial interest, but yet struggle with follow through. So how can we better inspire sustained commitment for long-term involvement? So this is just coming from me working with Rotaractors, me working with Rotarians. So everyone loves the brand that is Rotary initially,
Yeah.
right? But then as soon as you ask someone to say, hey, I know you like social media work and you're good at social media, do you want to take on the social media for our club, or
Mm.
I see that you're really interested in networking with people, and do you want to become a recruiter and start recruiting people? I see a lot of struggle with follow through. And I'll tell you what my solution for this has been thus far. It's been expanding, getting greater numbers, and supplementing that with numbers, essentially.
More lines
Yeah.
in the water.
Yeah, essentially, rather than quality lines. So I
Yeah.
wanted to know your insights on this particular issue and how we can
Well,
better address it going forward.
it's a great question, and it's a good capstone question to end our session today because it is future minded. It's not just what you're experiencing. You know, all the research shows the average member stays for, I think, 3 years, Wilf, and then they kind of fade, you know, for various reasons. We've got to do a better job in rooting, rooting, the relationship, because just having them show interest, as Mal's pointed out, is not enough. And them showing interest and then us saying to them, "Oh, you're a younger person. You could probably do social media for us." That's not enough. I think it's a combination of things. They've got to feel valued. They've got to feel like a person, not somebody we're going to use. And I'm not saying that you set them up for that, Mal. But consider it as something I teach when I'm doing speaker coaching. It's called the reverse presentation. So instead of me telling everybody about Rotary and why Rotary is so good and why you should join and all the things that we do and the foundation and the public image, instead I zip it and I ask you about what? Yourself. Tell me about your family. Are you married? You have kids? Oh, how old? What are their names? You have pets? Where'd you go to school? How long have you lived in the area? I can do 20 questions before they figure out what I'm doing. And then they might ask me one. It's okay, it doesn't matter. I'm learning about them. I'm learning what's important to them. And when they tell you that they're interested in children, helping children, that's when you talked about group study exchange, not before. When they tell you they're really good at understanding technology and algorithms, that's when you pitch the social media. You mention it. You don't sell it to them, you mention it. It sounds like you're really good at this. I'll bet it would be easy for you. And it's always escorted with a compliment, right? This is basic psychology, but in Rotary, we're in a hurry to sign people up. Evanson taught us to ask. And so we do. We ask all the time. We ask too soon. We ask too much. We ask the wrong people.
Yeah. Yep.
And we need to get more savvy about it. But I think, Mal, you're onto something there by talking about it and figuring out different ways to pull people closer to us in that relationship. I think that's the secret. And Elizabeth and your future leaders coming up, these are the people that need to figure this out, because she's going to have what's called the power of the microphone soon as governor. And she's going to have a lot of influence. And incoming presidents, the same thing. I hope my program's been helpful for you tonight. I'm sorry to keep you a little bit late.
I'd like to call on our good friend, our Zone 28 Assistant Public Image Coordinator, Mary Lou. That's called an RPIC, right? That's pretty close to an RPIC. We got two of them.
It's called an RPIC.
Yep,
Like talk like a
exactly.
pirate night, RPIC.
Yeah. The good news is he's from the Rotary Club of Bowmanville, too. A good friend of ours, Joe Solway. Would you like to say thank you to Michael?
Sure, I never know what that RPIC stands. I always have to try to figure out, okay, what does that RPIC stands for? People ask me what it is. Michael, thank you so much. I mean, we could go on for another hour, literally, with new ideas. Thank you so much, and happy birthday. Every time I see you and hear you, I learn something new, not just one thing, like 10 things.
Thank
And
you.
you gave us 10 things, but really we can multiply that by each person in this room, in this on this Zoom call. And one of the things I love about this particular session and what you've been able to do is you've stimulated so many ideas. I mean, this is 3 pages worth of incredible ideas that people are going to take back with them. And so I thank you very much for doing that, Michael. Oh, and the what was the Facebook thing that you pitched earlier? I went on it and clicked the join. So I hope you take me in.
Yeah, I take everybody in. Yeah, I just couldn't do it right now because I'm busy. Thank you, Joe. It's good to see you again.
You too. You
Joseph
take
asked
care.
me to answer a question. What's next for Learning Tuesdays, you ask? Well, on September 16, we're going to hear from our past district governor, Beth Selby, talk about demystifying the role of the Rotary Club president. It's not that difficult. Okay? Once you find out all the things that a president does, and it's not rocket science, but it's something that you can step up and do yourself. And I think that's what she wants to talk about. And then on October 14, our membership workshop is next with Joan Barrett and the district membership committee. And she's got a couple of topics this time. One is, you're a new member, now what? I'm anxious to hear what the answer is to that one. And she wants to ask another question, and that's the traditional club versus a newer model. What have you done to change your club model, and has it been successful? A couple of real good ones on membership. And November 18, our Assistant Governor Jeremy Taft from Trenton is going to talk about service above scams, how Rotarians can limit their threats in this digital world. That's going to be a good one from Jeremy, I know that. So stay tuned for more details. Watch the district calendar and the district newsletter. We'll have more about those two. So to wrap up tonight, I'm going to ask our district governor, Nisi Dillon Taravalis, to say thank you. Nisi.
Thank you so much, Dave. Michael, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here with us tonight. Not only did you show up, but you came loaded with fresh ideas, creative energy, and some serious inspiration for us to take back to our clubs. Thank you for your very important 10 points, especially the bragging point. I also want to send out a heartfelt thank you to our incredible public image dream team, Dave, Mary Lou, and Joe, and the entire district public image committee. You're the ones behind the scenes making us look good, sound good, and stay connected with our community. The conversation that you guys created tonight was incredible. And finally, a huge thanks to all of you who joined us tonight. Your presence, your energy, and your willingness to learn and share ideas are what makes these sessions very successful. You didn't just show up, you leaned in, like Mary Lou said at the beginning. You engaged, and you're taking these ideas back to your clubs, where there'll be real impact. So let's keep this momentum going. Let's continue telling the Rotary story loud and proud in ways that connect with people and show the world what an amazing organization we are. And just to end off, I do want to give a big shout out to Teresa, our Interact president, who's here tonight. Thank you so much for being with us.
Very good.
Oh, no, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been a real great hoot. And Michael, thank you so much. And on August 21, just 2 days from now, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. I love all you guys, and thanks for all you do for Rotary.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much,
everybody.
Michael. Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
tuning
everyone.
in.
Bye.
Thanks a million.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks a million.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a million, folks. We're going to return